Continuing on this shade lighting, I figured I'd share a little video with the wiring part if anyone was curious to see how it was going below that aluminum. This is how it goes. So it's in series, so one wire comes in with power from a switch, and then what happens is you put a little jumper from transformer to transformer, which is this wire. There's another jumper from transformer to transformer. This one's done, I just did it. And they give these three connector clips that you just clip into. I mean, there's some room in there, but there's not a hell of a lot of room in there. So half of the box is devoted to the transformer, which runs the low voltage for you. I think they're 24 volts, and then coming from 110. So that's a 110 in splice in there. So, and then it just clips up there. So we mount them a little bit away from the frame, just for electrolysis. That's aluminum and that's steel. And then a couple of wire staples to keep it out of the way of the light fixture. We roughly draw where the fixture is going to be at the end when we're done. And then that series wire continues on and picks up that bathroom window in there. If you can see it, that's already done. So this is actually the last three on this floor. And then we have all the windows down on the floor below, but it's comfortable. We have a nice staging setup over here. And then that's that light that shoots on the weather vane that we were talking about, because that right now the weather vane's not there when we make it, and it just goes in that pipe at the top, and when the wind blows it spins in the direction of the wind. So right now this is a floodlight. It's 1500 lumens. It's pretty bright, but what's happening is it's splashing onto the side of the house, and this part of the house is going to be white in the end, so it's kind of like splashing. We don't like all the light splashing around. We're going to make a tube to direct a beam basically to the underside of the weather vane, so at night it lights up. You know, one thing about these gimbals I didn't mention is they're directional. You can hopefully you can hear me with the wind, but these things here, you just push them where you want them, and they aim. So we're trying to aim them at the window and splash the window. You know, our neighbor's right there. The last thing we want to do is be trying to light our house and then have light go into his house. It's not too nice when you got your neighbor's got a laser light show going on when you're just trying to relax. So we can aim these and we can dim these. These are dimmable. So I think I mentioned they were 50 watts, but they replace a 50 watt bulb. These things are only 6 watts. So anyways, I don't know if you want to watch. I'll stick you here. I don't know. Anyone wants to watch, they can. I usually leave these tight little boxes, not too much of a whip on there because there's not much room to work. So basically what I do is leave about 3 inches when I do it, and then all I do is pretty much just turn it up and in. And these guys leave a ton of wire on there, but they're 18 gauge, so those, and they're, let me see, I can't see if those are stranded or not. They might be stranded because they're tinned. So yeah, that's stranded wire. Yeah, you can feel it, it's stranded, and then that will flex easier than this. Is a solid wire. It's not so flexible, but I don't know. This is all concealed underneath insulation and in a wiring channel, anyways. But I guess if somebody wanted to go to the extreme, you could use your gray waterproof exterior wire if you really wanted to, but that stuff's a pain to work with. You know, we only use that stuff if we're underground or if something's getting drenched with water. This will never see water, honestly, because we're caulking the top of the frame besides. But anyways, let me see. I'll stick in this little thing. You can watch me wire one of these up if you want to. So I don't know if you could see that, but you know, we've been using these connectors, which I don't really use too much. We usually use the metal kind that you have the 2 screws and the threaded nut on the back. But these, you know, it's tight spot, and They work pretty good. You just got to push both of your wires in at the same time to get it to open up. And then, you know, I just come up here very easy. That's just a light score too. That's not a deep cut because you cut the wire. Just a little score there, and then strip back. Your ground and your then yeah. You be careful when you do that. You don't want to cut a wire when you do that. And anyways, it's nice out. It's not too hot. It's a little breeze. It's probably about 70, and I'm comfortable. I'm sitting down. There's that. And then you see it's really not a long wire. But anyways, that was just roughly pushed in. So always when I do it, I don't like the wires one long, one short, and then you're trying to jerk a wire around. I always come along and just cut these guys all at the same length. And then it's on the third one because it's 14, and I leave about, I think they say 3/8, so that's about what I leave. Because when it goes to plug in, it plugs in and it leaves the insulation up inside the clip. Anyway, just be careful when you're doing wires close like this. In the past, I've actually cut I've cut other wires that I didn't want to cut when I was doing it, so one at a time. And then I start with the ground. Not that it really matters, but I push these other guys out of my way because I like tucking the ground way up first. So there's your ground. And then I do them both at the same time because it just makes life easy when you push up. And then this just, like I said, this just folds up and in there now. And I can go all the way up to the very top of that splice box with my ground. And that's your ground, and then I go to my neutral, see, and then I just line them up, and I push them both in at the same time, and then that guy just folds up into your splice box, and then your hot leg, and then push it. One thing I would note if you're doing these, we used to use wire nuts, but now everything's like this, so hey, go with the flow. Just make sure you look through the inspection cap because it's clear and those wires got to be bottomed out. You know you are on the way in. And then, you know, it just folds in there and then just go easy. You don't got to kill it. There's room, and then that just clips, and make sure when you clip it on, you're not pinching a wire. See? That's it. Then this comes out of the aluminum, connects up to the gimbal light. Alright guys, that's it. Just showing you what's underneath that aluminum if people are wondering how it went. This is how it goes. And then we're making sure these ain't anywhere near something that's going to pinch it, you know, or get a screw. Alright guys, that's it for now. We'll make another one as we have stuff to share for you. Take it easy. See guys, there's your aluminum, your angle, and we caulk it on the top, and your whips are dangling out, and now the Gimble light goes in there, or gimbal, and then we kind of aim it at the glass, so it reflects off the glass. There's our plumbing out there. You know, this gets the 5 inches of insulation on here, the thermal bridge barrier, fills out roughly to that plane, and then that gets covered over, and then when it returns, it's a cloth, fiberglass cloth with the resin, and then what happens is it comes and cleans right up in here and finishes that off. That makes the return, and then this is like a wire channel up in here. We got to get up in there and do stuff we can. We have a channel with the wire chase. And then on the sides, the thermal bridge comes even with the glass because this is that frameless detail on this exterior. That's why these frames come in met right there and conceal the wires and makes a housing for the light. Alright guys, that's it. Till the next one.